Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats.
Let's start. Maybe it'll come back to you.
The show is about to begin.
This is a bunch of bullshit.
The bar is open. It's the Teddy and Shiner Show, starring Big Teddy Tidwell and Shiner McShine. Tonight's guest, nobody. Now for our host, Big Teddy and Shiner. What is up, everybody? That's probably only going to get used once. And
I like it, man. I like it.
Do you like it?
I like that. We've used your niece for quite a while. I like that intro.
Yeah. Well, they're still going to be there too. They're always at the opening and the end.
I don't even know what this will sound like after post, but yeah. But I think we keep that intro, bud.
I put it in because Donnie's not here, so
we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, we get to run free. Oh my God, what episode is this? I think it's 91.
91, man.
Wow. And just in case we already did 91, it's episode 92.
You should be used to how this show rolls, so it shouldn't surprise you.
It's either 91 or 92. Some there. If it's 93, then we just lost our rockers, right?
Oh man, I tell you, it has been a wild and woolly week, bud.
Hey, they chopped Chaz, or Chaz chopped, or
something
Chaz got chopped.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see that in the news?
I did.
So apparently, like, I don't know, a week or 10 days ago, they marched over to the mayor of Seattle's house and had a demonstration there. And that's when she apparently made up her mind that shit needed to end. My mom said she.
I'm done. I'm
done. That summer of love is over. It ain't no block party no more. Well, did you see they had 4 people in 2 days shot, and I think 2 of them were minors.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was time for that motherfucking thing to go down, dude.
No majors got shot, just minors.
Just minors.
And we got a lot to talk about. Something super duper sad that I don't know if we just jump in with this or not. Maybe we should.
You know what? And go ahead.
Yeah. Well, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think we touch on this because I think this situation is a culmination in a lot of ways of everything else that's happening in the country, and I'll explain that when we get into it.
And I'm so angry that I'm just going to preface what we're going to talk about. If anybody that listens to this show that wishes police officers would die, fuck you. Go listen to something else.
Eat a dick.
We don't want you on it.
Mm-mm. The
reason we say that is something happened real close to home, man. We had
to my home, literally.
Yeah, literally. Had 2 police officers that had pulled a vehicle over. I think it was about 3:00 in the morning. Mm. And I guess there was a little bit of a struggle with this guy, and he
actually there was a hell of a struggle.
Yeah, and he wound up shooting both of them. One of them was a rookie who hadn't been on the force but 6 months maybe,
if that. Yeah, he just fresh out of the academy. He had just completed his field training. He just got cut loose in his own car.
And then this sergeant, who is one of the more respected people, especially at his rank and what he does for a job, he passed away. The other guy's holding on, and I hope he does make it. But for Sergeant Johnson, man, that's just wrong for people to be able to say, screw that cop.
It's, and first off, let me say, from myself, from Titty, from the show, man, condolences and good vibes, prayers, whatever we believe in, sent to Sergeant Johnson's wife and 2 boys. That's the worst part of this whole deal is, besides the officers that are being affected real hardcore with this, he left behind a wife and 2 sons, and that's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and he wasn't quite at the retirement age, but
I think they said he had 17 on, is what I think. I heard. He had 17 on, so he was only 3 years away from retiring.
Yeah, it's
that's the kind of guy he apparently was, because a lot of guys, when they reach that stage in their career, they'll start taking assignments, especially when they got some rank, and they'll start riding that calendar. Like, hey, I've been in this game 17 years. Let's take it easy for a couple and get out of this unscathed. He's still working the streets.
Yeah, there's he's
no
easy to him.
he's still supervising a squad of guys, over a certain part of town. And he was actually the backing officer. Just because my family knows some of the people they know and they still have some of the contacts they have. That's what I was saying about this relating to the things that are going on in the world now or in our country. Of course, these officers have body cams on. The department has not released that to the media yet. I think it'll be probably a while before they do. But the whole traffic stop happened over expired tags. And my whole deal, so saying that out loud, it just made me think of something like this cat was willing to shoot 2 police officers over expired tags. Like, there has to be something bigger to this story. I mean, he had to be worried about them finding something else out. But he refused to get out of the car when they asked him to step out of the car. And they keep telling him, hey, you got to get out of the car. You're going to end up getting tased if you don't. And at one point they tell him, hey, man, you got 5 minutes starting right now to get out of the car. Well, they did that because of all this talk about de-escalation. And they're afraid to do anything. But
Right.
You got to understand from their point of view, from a tactical point of view, when they say, hey, you have 5 minutes, you've given him a time limit now that he can create a fucking plan. He knows he's got 5 minutes to start calculating things in his head. And that's probably what he did.
Yeah, it's exactly what he did.
So not only does they get in a physical fight that's apparently a pretty badass fight, he gets away from him at one point and reaches under his seat, pulls out a pistol and shoots both of them, and then walks over the top of each one and shoots them both numerous times. I think
One got shot in the eye.
I'm not even going to put some of these details out there, though, because they haven't released that. There's no reason to get into how bad that was. And then made a phone call and had a homie pick him up and take him to a house in East Tulsa somewhere. The thing that's really sickening about this is I got on Reddit today, and there's people like, hey, fuck yeah, that fucking pig got what he deserved. What? Okay, you're talking about a human being, You people say that there's systemic racism, and they're making all these statements like TPD is shooting black people just left and right. But you don't want to be treated that way, but you're glad that this person got shot and now is dead. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. You want to end the violence, but you're cheering this violence on. So I need somebody from your side of the argument to define which violence you're trying to end. You know what I mean?
That's very well said.
I don't understand. You have all this stuff you're preaching about and you're demanding. Why aren't you marching against this fucking dude who just killed a police officer? Maybe 2. We don't know. And it's like I told you on the phone today. The shittiest thing about this is when he hits the yard in DOC, he will be a fucking untouchable god.
Yeah, he'll be a hero.
Yeah, because he killed a police officer. Everybody's saying, oh, don't give him the death penalty. He needs to rot in prison forever. No, he's going to be royalty in there. His life, he's in prison, but as far as that goes, his life will be as good as it can possibly get.
He'll live like a king in there, like a prison king could live.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
any housing unit he goes into, he might be the boss. He could be the tank boss just on the fact that he killed that fucking police. And you got these idiots out here talking about it and praising it and making him a hero. What? Are you serious right now? Like you're cheering on everything you're supposedly demonstrating again.
Is that a liberalism thing, or is that just a whole different category of people? Because it's real easy right now to bunch the two together.
That's a good question. I had never stopped and thought about that, but that's a good point to bring up. Because the same thing can be said for the other side of this argument, and we've talked about this. There's this. It's very trendy, and it's a very big bandwagon to jump on right now and start talking about not only racism but white supremacy gets thrown around a lot. And I'm sorry, the majority of you people out there that are saying that word, you have no clue how those people act. Like you just don't. That's what I see that used with Trump. Trump's a white supremacist. Okay, I can kill that with one fucking fact. Trump has pardoned numerous black people from prison. If he was a white supremacist, that would have never happened.
Word.
Yeah. There's no way a white supremacist would let a black person out of prison. No. So give me another argument that Trump's a white supremacist. Like You don't get it.
Or that I'm a
don't get it, people.
supremacist. Or that you're a supremacist. You get called that 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, like I feel like I should have it on a business card sometimes. Like, I don't know why. Like, I'm part Mexican. Like, I'm 1/4 Hispanic. Even if I wanted to join a white supremacy group, I couldn't because I'm not white as far as they're concerned.
Hello, my name's Shiner, but people call me racist.
All right. Like, what are you talking about? And apparently, if you stick up for law enforcement right now, that makes you a like what? I stick up for what I believe is right. It has nothing to do with skin color. I will stand for whatever is right.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're black. If you're doing right, I'm pulling for you, and I'm going to back your play 100%. I don't care what color you are. But if you're wrong, you're wrong. Like,
I just hope we don't have any listeners that feel that way, that hate police that much.
That's a level of hatred I don't understand.
Well, and here's another thing, too, is there's a lot of people whose level of hatred has gone way beyond their love for their country.
Oh, yeah.
Where do those people belong? Because there's people that try to get into this country that wait a long line to get paperwork, to get things started so they can take a very long-ass test, whom most of you will probably fail. Seriously.
Yeah, to get your citizenship, it's hard, dude. That test is brutal.
It is hard. I mean, if you want to call 62% failing, in college it's failing. So, I failed. It wasn't a 0, but but I didn't pass either. That's a hard test, really hard test, and you got to really go back. And I don't know how this is going to work anymore, because if you people start erasing all our American history, the questions are going to be so much easier for people to get citizenship.
That's just it. I understand slavery was, it was wrong. Okay. I understand. But the one thing we can't do is we can't change the fact that it happened.
Can't undo it.
I mean, it happened. And there's things that happened during that time period that shaped us as a nation. Doesn't mean that what was happening was right. It just had its fingers in molding this country. Doesn't mean we have to agree with it or we have to be like, yeah, that was a good time. No, but what was that? That had a very influential impact on how this country was shaped and what we became. You can't just decide it didn't happen.
How about we just start changing names of everything? I mean, they're changing names all the time.
What do you want to change the name of?
I want to change the word racist to vegetarian. I want the term Nazi to be Blickenschnoover. I mean,
I'll vote for both of them right now.
Yeah, well, why? You change names just to change names. We all know it's still slavery.
Just think about that. So you change the word Nazi to whatever that
Blickenschnoover.
Does that mean the Nazis didn't commit genocide on the Jewish people? No, it still happened.
No.
You don't see the Jews over there trying to tear everything down and change the names of everything.
No.
Because what happened to them shaped them as a people, shaped them as a nation. They embrace it. You can't ignore. Well, number one, history repeats itself. That's not to say we're going to have slavery again, but I mean, everybody should know that history repeats itself, and we can learn from what we've been through.
Well,
we could.
So there's that one war after the American Revolution. That's Civil War. Guess that's going to repeat itself at some point. Fairly
It's looking
soon.
like it's real close, man.
Yeah.
Real close.
History will repeat itself. Although, what's really nice is you don't have to carry your powder in an elephant's ball sack anymore. They actually have bullets for guns.
I don't know, man. I think I was talking to someone on the phone the other day. I don't think that the Civil War is going to start. I think it has started in certain places in the.
Well, just keep infringing, people, because I'm telling you, the silent majority that's out there is getting fucking sick of it.
Well, they keep trashing our liberties. They keep trashing our freedoms. If you guys don't think they're taking rights away from us very slowly, you need to really sit down at what's going on. And that's the problem is, they think that their rights are more important than anybody else. And I'm sorry, but your rights end where mine begin. And when your rights start infringing on mine and causing conflict, well, now we got a problem. And we're going to have to solve that.